Let me help you with your vision, they losing their sight here. Time to send the world a message they might hear. Like Meek Mills, I'm making it quite clear. I'm chasing my dreams and fighting my nightmares. I'm going real hard, I'm talking words you understand, I'm talking real bars. I'm going everywhere, you know I'm talking real far. Yeah, it's time to raise a toast to this thing to the love the most. As I go from coast to coast, I'm talking north side, I'm talking south side, I'm talking east side, I'm talking west side. I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, it's time to let you know how I spit it when I flow. When I go and light a fuse and I set to let it blow. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, time to check my status and the GOAT is what it be. And you know I'm over 30, so my level is a G. And I may be from the hood, but I'm way beyond these streets. And my pockets hate a diet, so they always down to eat. Even though they screaming fame, and it's always spelling me. And I'll never hang it up till my mission is complete. And I'm looking at you haters, I suggest you take a seat. Cause it's all fun and games to a killer show his teeth. This is for them cats that be screaming homies. Claiming that you're real, but we know you're phony. Now I'm chillin' with my sons, they my one and only. Like the Triller brothers, yeah, we screamin' lions only. Step into this den, I welcome all who will dare. Never met a David, tell me whom shall I fear? Gotta rep the nation, black and gold is what I wear. If you look to your left, to your right, I'm everywhere. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from. Thank you for tuning in to the Roxamore Sports Network for this production of the Western Pennsylvania's largest women's kickball league, the Steel City Kickers. Today, we have Renegade at the 412 Finest. My name is Michael Costa, and my partner Max Kiefer will be joining us momentarily. We're excited to bring you our first game of the day. Make sure you're nice and cool wherever you are, because it is very, very hot outside. But we promise you one thing, it won't be as hot as the action we got on the field today. Okay, today we have the 4-0 Renegade versus the 1-4 412 Finest. And for scorekeeping at home, Renegade is the visiting team, 412 Finest is the home team. So welcome to the broadcast, Max.
Yeah, it's good to be here, man. It's nice weather, and we're happy to have you guys with us. Hopefully there's some air conditioning because they're not moving around this so you can get to you. But Renegade played against 412 Finest, and you know, cool little factoid about them is Renegades used to be part of 412, but their name originated from them splitting them off on 412, which gives them the name Renegades. Last week they had a pretty close game with Royalty. Renegades came out as the victor. Two undefeated teams went at each other. It was pretty close. It was 10-7. Renegades come out as the victor. They describe themselves as the reigning champs, but we'll see how they play against their old home team. 412 Finest here serving the pitch. Renegades taking the kick.
So Max, safe to say that whoever wins this game gets the rights to the name 412 Finest.
Absolutely. Yeah, at some point, the Renegades become the establishment again, right? But the name establishment is just not really that good, you know? You just got to stick with the Renegades, always be an outlaw.
So while we were rambling, Max, Just Me was able to make it on first base. Swift up now for the Renegades. Just a little conversation with the umpires. Pitch comes in. Another bunt, but it goes foul. And we can see Just Me running right on contact. That could be good, could be bad, but if they're just going for the get some runners on strategy, it's good. Fly over the shoulder.
Oh,
a little collision. No one covering third. Just Me's able to slide in very easily. Early on, runner second and third, nobody out, with Brickhouse coming to bat.
Yeah, 412 Finest, you do not want to start a game off like this. Immediately have the opponents on third base and second base. But nonetheless, early in the game, They can put the threat away in the closet, in a box to collect dust. We shall see.
We also want to mention this. I'm a big fan of the 412's finest uniforms. They know it's hot outside. They go out and just get some white tank tops. Heat's not going to bother them. And their pants, I got to give them major fashion credit for them. 412's finest, up along the side, uniform, as Renegade gets their first run of the day, as we talk about fashion here for a second. But
hey, Mike, I'm agreeing with you, man. These pants, it's a new addition to the wardrobe, and right now Renegade's taking third base. Oh, actually, correction. Referee calls that incomplete there.
And Max, we got to say these players got very lucky for this game. Yes, it's very warm outside, but we got a nice breeze here in Lawrenceville.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, a little bit too much of a good breeze. I'm losing some of my notes here in the wind, but right now, you know, that breeze feels so righteous. I could definitely take that. And Renegades make it to third base. Bases are... Oh, what do we got here?
Oh.
Second and third base occupied.
So 412's finest was able to get the out there, but they really let a golden opportunity slip through their hands. And if they got a chance to get it right back.
Oh!
We were going to say they almost had a chance to get it right back. The runner on third for Renegade left way before the ball was caught by the right fielder. As this one goes right to second base.
And there we have it. Second point. Top of the first. Man, that is it's a rough start for 412 Finest, but not too far off a gap. And every time I say that, it always ends up becoming a gap. But 412 Finest, I mean, the Renegades, you know, I'm sure they want to send a message. Don't forget who made you. So 412 Finest is going to try to come out swinging and getting a few hits in there. Looking forward to seeing what they got when it comes to kicking. Oh, it's so close. And 3 points. Well, 1 point adds to 3. So, anyways.
So, Max, I do, in between innings, we'll get a score check. I believe they did send the runner back to third. So, we'll say it's 3 for right now, but we will get a score check when we get an opportunity.
Good look, Mike. And, ooh, that was you know, in previous games, we saw 412 Finest. I mean, when it comes to catching, they're usually pretty much magnetic. But in this case today, it just seems like there's an exception. I mean, I'm not really too sure what the factor is, but maybe they're just a little bit rusty here in the top of the first. But we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier about the heat, but we said it's been pretty breezy here, and that ball's 1.5 pounds, so it can go anywhere. Trust me, one of the while 412's Finest was warming up, one of their balls bounced over here. It was hard to grasp. And it rolled right under the table. Top 5 embarrassing moment of my life.
And there we have it. And out.
Baby girl's thrown out at third base as we enter the bottom of the first. The score, Renegade 4, 412's Finest, up to bat.
Moving over, Renegades taking the field. And 412 Finest doing the kicking.
Annihilator warming up for the Renegade. And we'll see if she'll be able to annihilate these 412's Finest batters.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing what 412 Finest has cooking up here. The catch game, I mean, so far on the top of the first was a little bit, it was rusty, but once they warm up, you know, get some of that rust off, they'll be shiny. All right, Renegade serving the pitch. And 412 Finest. Score 4-0. Let's see how long that will be.
Annihilator's next pitch comes in. Bunt down the first baseline, but it goes foul. Ebo up to bat for 4-1-2's finest.
And
Another
boom.
bunt. Ebo fouls out, so one out here in the bottom of the first. If you notice, Annihilator throws it. It's not a straight on. You can note it comes a little sideways. She has a big follow through when she pitches through. Big fan of that.
Absolutely. And right now it is. Oh, can't see the number in the front there. I see 412, but that's not a number. It's at least not the number I'm looking for. Mira, I believe. Number 15 is there taking the kick for 412 finest.
Pitch comes in. Kicks it. Oh, right to number 24. Meekton K for the second out.
Yeah, Mika caught that ball. It just was given to her, it seems like. But not all hope is lost, 412 finest. Pretty powerful kickers, good catchers. Looking forward to how they recover, as they don't have that much more to trump. They only have 4 to tie things up with.
Hunter fouls the ball there for 4-1-2's finest. You know, she tried the aerial kick, it hit the top of the fence, tries the bunt kick, it goes foul. So now her main goal is just got to be straighten it out here. And she does, hits it down the third base line, and it is.
Oh.
And they call it a catch.
Yeah, that was quite a catch.
It's a great catch there by Storm, the third baseman. For the final out of the first inning, we go to the top of the second with the score. Renegade 4, 4-1-2's finest 0. And welcome to broadcast table here at Arsenal Park. My name is Michael Costa along with Max Keever. We're nice and shady over here, but in the field, not so much. That might be a problem for them, but...
Absolutely, yeah. And there we go. That was a given catch.
Solid job by Hunter there to just wrap that ball up and make sure it ain't reaching the ground. She was the victim of Storm's great catch, and she says, you know what? Anything you can do, I can do better.
Absolutely, yeah. Now that's the 4-1-2 finest I know. Again, Renegades, they descended from 4-1-2 finest. So, I mean, 4-1-2 finest just wants to know that they can bring them in this world and they can take them out. But we'll see. We'll see how the Renegades interpret that message.
2 quick outs for 4-1-2's finest as Renegade goes back to the top of the lineup with Just Me. Ming Lee with the bunt single in the first. Just Me tries the same strategy. Hunter throws it. She cannot get the runner on second base. So runners first and second. 2 outs, top of the second with Swift up the bat.
Yeah, the tension is building up right now as Renegade takes third base, second base, and first base. Bases are loaded, just like that.
Brick House has a chance to bring a couple runners home here with one swing of her powerful leg.
Yeah, 4-1-2 finest really has to be on it with keeping the eyes on that ball there and being in the right position. The wind's picking up a little bit. As we mentioned before in previous games, the wind kind of plays a role in how the ball goes, but the wind has nothing to do with that ball right there.
No, but it did. The ball did go on a nice little adventure. We'll get it back, don't worry. We've mentioned before, we have more than one kickball, so this league will still continue.
That it does.
First, all you got to do is tag home. And that's great defense by 4-1-2's finest. They escape danger. Give up no runs as we go to the bottom of the second. Score remains Renegade 4, 4-1-2's finest 0. So Max, tell us about, we got an event coming up in September. Why don't you tell us about it?
Absolutely. Roxamore Sports and Rox Landing presents Man on the Moon. Headliner David Mann, also known as Mr. Brown, as seen on It's a Man's World and Meet the Browns for the Rock Comedy Show, featuring One Eye, Lillian Cannon, hosted by Is He For Real, coming September 10th, 2022. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Show starts at 7:30 p.m. at the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse. Check us out on www.rockcomedyshow.com for tickets and details, and it is a family-friendly event, so be sure to bring the kids along if you will. And we do have adult content online on the Roxamore Sports broadcasting on YouTube that you can check out. That has adult content again, so be sure to check that out and with viewer discretion. And we go back to a game here. Renegades playing against 412 Finest.
While you were going on, Tina was able to get on base, but she was thrown out from left field. That's a very close play, and the 412 Finest fans by us believe the tie should go to the runner. Umpire did not agree, so we have runner on first with one out.
And if these two teams aren't the ones you tune in for, we have Alive and Kickin' playing against Hellcats coming up after this game, approximately at 2 p.m.
Another out at second base. You know, when you're on first, you're always forced.
Right.
And you should run. The problem was on that last one, the runner for 412's Finest waited till the ball was coming back down. That might cost them a run here.
So for 412 Finest, it's holding up pretty well, though. I mean, I really got to admire how they didn't let that gap go any further. For a second there, it looked like it was going to be pretty ugly for them, but so far, so good for 412 Finest. Renegades, again, they're an undefeated team with a record of 4-0.
And 412's Finest on a 4-game losing streak as that ball hits the top, and that will end the bottom of the second with the score Renegade 4, 412's Finest 0, and we will return shortly here on the Roxamore Sports Network. And welcome back to the Roxamore Sports Network as we enter the top of the third with the score Renegade 4, 412's Finest 0.
All right, and we want to bring your attention to the Roxamore Sports broadcast presents Roxamore and Rox Landing presents Man on the Moon. Headliner David Mann, also known as Mr. Brown, as seen on It's a Man's World and Meet the Browns for the Rock Comedy Show featuring One Eye and Lillian Cannon, hosted by Is He For Real? For the Rock Comedy Show coming September 10th, 2022. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Show starts at 7:30 p.m. at the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse. Be sure to check us out on www.rockcomedyshow.com for tickets and details for the family-friendly event coming up in September.
It's going to be a fun time, and not a fun time for Renegade as they get their first out of the inning.
And 4-1-2 finest come up here with the pitch. And it looks like did they catch that ball?
They did. They did make the
All
catch.
Right.
4-1-2 finest holding their own here in the top of the third. 2 quick outs. But they had the same situation last time, and they loaded the bases, and luckily they were able to get away unscathed.
And what a powerful ball that is, but an incorrect one, unfortunately.
And she had the wherewithal to keep that ball in play, so we are very thankful for that.
Again, keep in mind, coming up next after this, it's the Hellcats.
And she's out.
Ooh.
Sorry to interrupt you, Max. We had a very close play at first base, and they missed. They actually missed the throw, but it worked out in their favors and hit the runner right in the leg to end the top of the third.
Ooh, Renegades. This could be rough. You guys aren't that far ahead. Don't get too confident.
That's only 4. Annihilator's pitching well for them, though. So that follow-through is really coming in handy, and it actually is pushing the ball to our left when she throws it in, so the 4-1-2's finest don't get a chance to get a solid kick on there.
All right, Renegades, number 35, serving the pitch here. That is, oh boy, Annihilator.
Ming Lee with the catch there for 4-1-2's finest, running over from her shortstop position.
And again, just a reminder, if you're Renegades and 4-1-2 finest is not your team that you're pulling for, Hellcats and Alive and Kickin' coming up next, approximately around 2 p.m. So stay tuned for that on the Roxamore Sports broadcast. Again, we want to thank you all for joining us here today on this beautiful Sunday afternoon.
Tania up the bat for 4-1-2's finest. Annihilator with the pitch. Kicks it right back. Takes a solid bounce. Going to be a close play at first, and she is safe.
Yes. She was feeling the pressure, rightfully so. They got pretty close to it, but she made it to first base all right.
Ebo up the bat now for 4-1-2's finest.
Brickhouse. Right behind. Oh.
Storm's getting a lot of action over there for the Renegades today. That's her second catch of the day in foul territory.
I wish we just had a bell. Every time they make a catch, I just wish it was like bing. And it's, I don't know. It just would make it so much more satisfying.
And it would be a broadcaster's dream, too, because she had the nice diving catch earlier, but we didn't know if she caught it or not until the umpire made the final call. Hop fly. Little miscommunication there, but Storm makes another catch, and that ends the third inning with the score: Renegade 4, 4-1-2's finest 0. And Max, last time you and I did a game together, we laughed at one point because it was going by so quick. It's been 20 minutes, and we've already gotten 3 full innings as we enter the top of the fourth. Sign me up for this every single day.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those events you want to tune into. Yeah, I mean, you can't get tired watching it. Definitely very entertaining stuff, especially with an undefeated team, Renegades, descendants of 4-1-2 finest, in action here.
And we know next week we don't want to look too far ahead, but next week our main event of the day and the season will be Blackout versus Renegade, and they scheduled that for the last game of the regular season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what that is about. Okay, all right. And easy little chip shot there. Renegades makes it to first base. Yeah, and we had to end up the show last week due to the weather. I mean, it was kind of raining hard. So if anyone knew anything about the Rib Fest, I mean, I didn't get a chance to get any of those ribs. So if it was good, please let us know in the comments and give us a shout out to any truck or vendor that you liked in particular.
Yeah, the Rib Fest down at Acrisure Stadium, almost got the name wrong there. That's not the only Rib Fest in the city of Pittsburgh.
See, I missed out on that one too also.
Well, that one's normally kicks off football season in early September, Labor Day weekend.
Ooh, look at that.
She tagged up. 5-0 now. Renegade over 412's finest. What? You know, yeah, Max, I'm actually going to bring up a question. Why was that play not fair? The catcher touched the ball in fair territory.
Yeah, I mean, it looked the same way to me as well, Mike, but like I always say, the referee has different eyes than we do, so who knows what he saw. He's much closer to the players than we are.
That's true. We are way out here in center field, and he is right there, so maybe he did see the catcher touch it in fair territory. Mingley's able to get on first base.
And, ooh, connection.
Ebo with the catch at third base going into foul territory there. Little confusion there on the batting order for Renegades, but we persist. And the third out.
Ooh. It was looking so good for the Renegades there as they nearly had all the bases loaded, but an out is an out.
They do get one run, but it could have been more. 412's finest hanging in there. Hanging tough.
Now we enter the bottom of the fourth here. Renegades on the field, and 412 with the kicking.
Annihilator still on the mound as the wind picks up here.
Got a little bit of an overcast at the moment, and that overcast is much appreciated.
Yeah, now one thing we got to worry about if you're Renegade, it's not much wind picking up now, but it will pick up that dust. You can see it coming up just a little bit.
Yeah, you always got to be amazed by how the small things like that, and when it comes to the environment, the texture of the field, the dust, the heat, all that really comes into play. I mean, it can really screw you over sometimes. But right now, it seems like 412's finest is holding their heads up pretty well over some rough water.
And you actually mentioned stuff on the field. We had Commissioner Jeff O'Kelly on the field earlier today picking up some of the branches left from last night's storm.
Oh, yeah. There was a storm here. Yeah, okay. See, Mike, I did not know about that.
Oh, it rained.
I did see some thunder, but my area was pretty dry.
Yeah, we got some heavy rain yesterday, Max. It was some of us here got stuck in it, and the wind was so heavy, those raindrops were stinging. I may never recover.
Ay. And, ooh, right out of her palms, 412 takes first base.
Max, I had a nice storm pun ready to go, but it dissolved.
The way the weather's going, man, I'm sure you'll have enough time to revive it.
So that ball needs to be revived a little bit if it wanted to stay fair for the first strike of the at-bat.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Not really much of a kick, kind of more of a knee right there. 412 finest. Had the privilege of seeing them practice a little bit before the game started up, and they're prepared. I mean, they came all this way. I mean, they're going against an old team, a team that sent it from them. You know, it's personal.
And Renegade they're one of the teams that actually utilize as they get the out on second base for the first out. They're one of the teams that actually utilize the auxiliary field right across the street in order to get some practice in. And 412's finest used the fence behind us for some stretching. And unfortunately, the stretching didn't work there as we got the out at second base.
Absolutely. You can see a little bit of some friendly interaction between the players, and of course that's because they known each other previously. So that being said, they might already know how they practice. They might already know how they might know the other players' weaknesses and strengths. So it's something they already taken note of, and it seems like it's all working out well for 412 finest as they're holding up pretty well. Renegade's leading 4-0, but it's not too much of a devastating gap, I would say.
Not yet, but if you're going to foul out, that's going to increase. Yeah, because Renegade thinks that was. They thought that was a second out here in the bottom of the fourth, but confused me a little bit. But they still have one more out to get here in the bottom of the fourth.
And that kick is no good. Well, the no kick made there. Pitch is no good, rather.
It was very bouncy. That's why, if you look, as we get the ball right back to Annihilator, and she annihilates the bottom of the fourth inning.
Man, it hurts. It hurts. 4-1-2's finest. They're holding in there, but they just can't get any points added to their name.
Now, and Max, we will return very shortly as we pay some bills here on the Roxamore Sports Network with the score, Renegade 5, 412's finest 0.
Hi, welcome to Fit for Boxing Club.
Here at Fit for Boxing, you'll find a fast, fun, and effective workout where you can burn up to 1,000 calories.
Come try a free class at Fit for Boxing, where beginners are always welcome. It's fun for the whole family, people of all ages. Old or young, it doesn't matter. In addition to our trainer-led workouts, we also offer private lessons, community fundraiser and team building events for local companies and more.
Hi, my name's Mario. I've been a member at Fit 4 Boxing for a little over a year now. If you need to get a good workout in, come to Fit 4 Boxing, and Rich and his staff will take care of each and every one of you.
Fit for Boxing Club is located in Hampton Township, just outside of the city of Pittsburgh on William Flynn Highway. Come learn how to box and have fun. Call Fit 4 Boxing Club at 412-213-3584 or visit our website at www.fit4boxingclub.com.
And welcome back to the Roxamore Sports Network with the score, Renegade 5, 412's finest 0 here in the top of the fifth as we almost have an out, and that ball is actually fair. And we get a runner on second. Oh, no, they called it foul.
Yeah, it was looking.
And we actually, Max, not to interrupt,
Go on.
we do want to give an update on the score. We mentioned in the first there was a little bit of a question about whether a run counted or not. It did not. So the score is Renegade 4, 412's finest 0.
Mike, give us a reminder of that event coming up in September.
Yeah, we had so much action we weren't able to get to it. But coming up on September 10th at the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse, Roxamore and Rox Landing presents Man on the Moon, hosted by Izzy For Real, headlined by David Mann, also known as Mr. Brown, as seen on BET's It's a Man's World and Meet the Browns, as Hunter makes the catch there in right field. Double tasking here, back to the task at hand. Also performing at Man on the Moon is One Eye and Lillian Cannon. As a reminder, it is September 10th. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7:30 at the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse on the campus of Duquesne University. For tickets, visit www.rockcomedyshow.com. And this is a family-friendly show. Just like Renegade is very friendly that Sugar Babe was able to get on first base. And we
third base.
And
Oh, wait,
Swift.
actually, no. Okay.
And Swift was not swift enough to get on to third base. And now we're all caught up.
Yeah, I'm feeling the pressure on 4-1-2's finest. I mean, it's, again, 4-0. It's not too much of a devastating gap, but at the same time, you don't want to get in any further. So, anytime I see the Renegades on third base, I mean, I feel the heartbeat for 4-1-2 finest, but they're holding up quite well. I mean, like I said, they're good at catching those balls, and so far, this late in the game, they have not been disappointed with those catches.
And now we have number 11, Moiva, pinch hitting for the Renegades. And it looks to be a good decision. She gets it right over everyone's head, but Hunter gets it in quickly. And they got to play at the plate, and they get that elusive 5th run back. And Moiva's able to move and get to second base. Or the inning's actually going to end.
Oh.
The umpire sees something we did not see.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it was a smart decision to pass the ball to second base rather than third base, but I guess when you're in the heat of the moment, it's kind of affects your judgment a little bit, or maybe she knows a strategy that I'm not aware of. But definitely was a risky decision.
And Max, we did say Renegade got that elusive 5th run. Just like before, they lost it again. Will they ever be reunited with that 5th run? The world may never know. Annihilator throws a pitch, and that's a high fly ball. It's leaning foul, and it does go foul. Solid effort there by McTM to make it play, but she could not reach as she throws the ball back into play. And luckily, our audience out there, they were very friendly to give us the ball back. Annihilator with the pitch. Comes in hot. Fly ball. Caught by Swift in central right field. Because we got 4 outfielders here in the Steel City Kickers. So those 2 that are in center field, don't know what to call it, so we'll just call it the right central field. Big brain on that one, Max.
Hey, Mike, I feel you, man. I'm just coming back in from vacation, so yeah, it's you're relaxed. You're taking it easy. Trying to get back in the mindset. I got you. Oh, look at that connection right there. Number 4 from Renegades, Just Me. Catches it. Gotta love these names. I'm really feeling it.
Big fan of it. Instead of having, Smith and Johnson, no, we get nicknames here, and I am all for it. It adds more personality to every team. Like just in our shot right now, you can see Sugar Babe, Brick House, Annihilate. I love it.
Absolutely. And a kick made. Connection perhaps. Yes, there we have it. And pits the 4-1-2 threat away.
Yeah, ends the 5th inning with the score remaining. Renegade 4, 4-1-2's finest, 0 as we enter the top of the 6th. 2 more chances for 4-1-2's finest to get those 4 runs. As OG Stretch, as we speak about nicknames, leads off the top of the 6th.
And there we got it. Ooh, simple connection right there in 4-1-2's finest hands. Number 10 from 4-1-2 finest catches it. That is Ebo.
And she's got a lot of action at third base today. Actually, both members, Storm for Renegade and Ebo for 4-1-2's finest. Lots of action on that third base side.
And Renegades have a chance to put a nail in the coffin, perhaps, if they can get that score a bit further as we're here in the top of the 6th, but we shall see.
That ball is foul. Meach did not seem very happy about it being a foul, but it's close. The thin, chalky line. Very close. It can make or break your day.
That it is.
Bounce.
And oh,
She's safe. Takes a tumble, but she is safe.
loses her hat, and
they give her second base.
just walks to second base.
Hatless, but on second base.
She just tripped on the first base there. I mean, she recovered well, and she kept her eyes on the prize.
And actually, I'm saying the umpire is calling for something. He's not. He is calling for Meach to go back. Not sure why, but he's calling her off second base.
And
And the umpire is going over something. But while we're here, while we got this time, Max, coming up on September 10th, we have Roxamore and Rox Landing presents Man on the Moon, headlined by David Mann, also known as Mr. Brown. As seen on BET's It's a Man's World and Meet the Browns. The event is hosted by Izzy For Real. Also performing Lillian Cannon and One Eye. Show is September 10th, 2022. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Show starts at 7:30 p.m. Where is this event at? UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse, formerly known as the A.J. Palumbo Center on the campus of Duquesne University. For tickets for this family-friendly show, visit www.rockcomedyshow.com. And Max, tickets are flying off the website.
once again, Mike, you with the details and the history of things. gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Bunt goes foul for Renegade. Annihilator's up the bat now. We will get confirmation on what happened with Meach when we get a chance, but Annihilator gets on to first base.
Annihilator.
Ming Lee up the bat now for the Renegade. She bunts it. She's got the speed, and she's able to get the runner over to second.
Yeah, definitely on the speed. I mean, it seemed like she made it there in a fraction of a second. I wish we had a speed timer, but...
Maybe one day,
Yeah.
Max. Maybe one day. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but after a soccer game, you'll see the men wearing what look like sports bras, but they're
Oh,
actually
yeah.
devices that control the speed, the heart rate, all that fancy stuff.
Yeah, I remember
So maybe
those.
one day, once the technology isn't so expensive, maybe we can see it in leagues like this.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, we shall see. Definitely does help out with the stats a lot more. Third base, and she's running home. Ooh.
And Max, I think Renegade finally got that elusive fifth run.
Yeah. Ran it right to the kitchen and said, cook it. Got 5.
Back to the top of the lineup now for the Renegade.
Third base, looking potentially like a 6-point here for the Renegades, but we shall see. Bases are loaded.
Yeah, the bases are loaded, but that's a smart play by 412's finest, as they're able to make sure that runner does not advance home. So now it's up to Swift to bring those runners home.
All right.
This comes in. High fly ball by Swift.
And beautifully caught.
And that ends the top of the 6th with the score of Renegade 5, 412's finest 0. And we don't know if you could pick this up on the broadcast or not, but there were members of Renegade were screaming to try to psych her out.
Play some mind games.
And next, there was a game as Mick gets hit in the head with the ball there. You always got to keep your head on a swivel, even in between innings. But back to the screaming. A few years ago at a Woodland Hills girls basketball game, a player for the opposing team went for the layup, and the Woodland Hills girls screamed and actually got a technical foul for it.
Really?
Yes, because
yeah.
it is a safety issue, as she could get confused and run into the wall. So we always got to be careful when you're screaming. It seems harmless, but
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you, Mike, for the information. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Okay.
yeah, so if you attend any basketball games in the future and you're wondering why the players don't scream, that's why. And we know Ebo may never hit a ball that close to Annihilator ever again as she pops out.
And we're on the bottom of the 6 here. Renegade stumbling to get that ball there as 412 Finest makes it to first base.
As we mentioned earlier, Max, while 412's Finest was warming up, one of the game-used balls rolls over here, slipped right through my fingertips. So I know the pain that Brickhouse just went through trying to catch that ball.
Yeah, it's the sting of the game sometimes. But if I may be an optimist here, 5-0, it's not too bad. I mean, 412 Finest has a chance here to kind of, not so much in that instance, but has a chance to get things back up in their favor. We shall see.
Yeah, a little confusion there. Thought that they got the runner out, but the ball did roll foul. Annihilator's next pitch comes in very bouncy, and it hits the top of the fence for another foul there. And we've noticed that if the ball's bouncing a lot, like what Hunter just did there, for example, just put her knee on it and tried to get it to roll just in front. So what they do is, if they know the ball is bouncy and it's their second strike, a lot of times they're just bunting. Like on that pitch, the last pitch right there, if it would have been over the plate, Hunter would have crushed it.
Absolutely.
And she takes a chance and she fouls for the second out of the inning.
Hurts to see. 412 Finest still here on the kick. Makes out first base, second base.
Safe. And I like the aggressive base running there. She gets the third. You're down 5 runs. You only have 4 more outs. Why not take the chance?
Absolutely. And this could be potentially the first point 412 makes against the Renegades, an undefeated team in last year's champions.
Yeah, last season's postseason champions, as the Blackout were the regular season champions. So we have 2 different champions here. But that just makes next week's matchup more anticipating. Who is the real champion of the Steel City Kickers League?
Absolutely.
We'll worry about next week.
Let's see. And connection made.
And Just Me ends the 6th inning with the score, Renegade 5, 412's Finest 0, and we will pay some more bills right here on the Roxamore Sports Network.
Hey kid, let me tell you about the Soul Pit, and I want you to let everybody know about it. Soul Pit is what's happening in and around your city. Soul Pit is on the internet and around the globe. Soul Pit is on your block and in your car. Soul Pit is in your ear. It's in your hair. It's everywhere. Soul Pit is the latest news, hottest styles, culture, education, information, and more. It gets you ready for things to come. Hey kid, you know what the Soul Pit really is? It's a little something extra for your soul.
And welcome back to the Roxamore Sports Network in the Steel City Kickers League with the score Renegade 5, 412's Finest 0 as we enter the top of the 7th. And Max, the sun is out right now. Later on, the moon's going to be coming out. Speaking of moons, tell us, we got something coming up involving the word moon. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. Roxamore and Rock's Landing presents Man on the Moon. Headliner David Mann, also known as Mr. Brown, as seen on It's a Man's World and Meet the Browns for the rock comedy show featuring One Eye, Lillian Cannon, hosted by Izzy For Real, coming September 10th, 2022. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Show starts at 7:30 p.m. at the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse. For more information, check us out on www.rockcomedyshow.com for tickets and details for the family-friendly event coming up in September. Again, that is September 10th, 2022. Tickets all selling fast.
Speaking of fast, Brickhouse motors her way down to first base as we get first runner, and Hunter bounces off a Hunter. But if you're going to have it bounce anywhere, you might as well have it bounce right back into the shortstop as Sweetness gets on for the Renegade.
Yeah, Hunter usually is the one that kind of just put the Renegades in the closet. I mean, Hunter's always on the ball, but the ball hit in the face, that's a rarity.
But we said that if it's going to bounce anywhere, bounce right back into the field of play, and just conveniently where Brickhouse can't run. Comes in. Little bunt to first base is trying to advance the runners over, and it works. Renegade taking it serious here. Bases loaded, nobody out, top of the 7th. I may have spoken too soon. They're sending the runners back.
All right, Brickhouse back on second base there.
Yeah, Quince unfortunately was not able to keep it fair as she has to try again.
5-0, though. It's we'll see how they do here in the top of the 7th.
They missed.
And looks like it's going to be 6-0, and that it is.
Yeah, Brickhouse is able to make it home. Quince makes good on her second opportunity, and she brings home a run to make it 6-0 here in the top of the 7th.
Ay. And now it's starting to get into territory 4-1-2 Finest has to worry about. There it is, 7. Renegades leading by 7-0.
Yeah, Moiva with the RBI there for the Renegade. You know, with no outs here in top of the 7th, 4-1-2's Finest has to keep their composure.
Absolutely.
Still within reach. But any more, then that mountain gets too tall to climb.
Yeah, I mean, they got to really pull that last-second Brady type of clutch where they turn the score around back in the favor.
Yeah, but if you're going to use the Brady, you're going to have like 50 things go your way that wouldn't go for anybody else. No, I'm not salty at all, Max.
Hey, man, I'm pretty sure the whole country feels the same way.
Anytime we can get a shot at Tom Brady, I'm all for it. But just like now, OG Stretch has one more shot to get it back into play. One more foul, and she is out. Takes the chance, and she does foul out for the first out of the inning.
Again, keep in mind, the next game is going to be Hellcats playing against Alive and Kickin'. Coming up approximately around 2 o'clock after this game.
First out. You know, that actually may have been a big brain move there by Moiva at first base to kind of lean off the base a little bit and allow 4-1-2's Finest to think, we got a shot out at first base. Oh, no, we forgot about the runner in third. 8 now for Renegade. And that ball was fair. Little confusion there on everybody's part as the third baseman and Moiva were locking eyes there. So we got another fly. This one's caught. Nobody tags up. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Solid catch there by K-Lolo. And that's actually the 3rd out of the inning. That caught us by surprise, but Nonetheless, we persist. So, Max, last chance here for 412's finest. They've got to get 8 runs to have this game continue.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I always say, man, I'm an optimist, so the score's not too far off for them. They can really turn things around, but we'll see. I mean, Renegade's been an undefeated team. They have the benefit of practicing early in the season before Kickball even starts. They're a well-seasoned team, you know. So we'll see how 4-2 finalists can potentially bring this game around. Renegades, I mean, they have the benefit of confidence of previous games and champions they've won, so we'll see.
Yeah, and Max, we've mentioned this many, many times before. Can't score any runs if you don't have any runners on. Another catch there by the Renegade for the first out of the top of the 7th. So that's why you're going to see a lot of bunt. I should say you're going to see a lot of bunts. 2 outs left. Annihilator's pitch comes through. Pop fly, but it stays fair. That's all that matters at this point. You need runners. You need runs. Nina's got a chance with 1 runner in scoring position with 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. Pitch goes wide. Umpire takes a nice little swing on that one. Fortunately, it goes foul, but that won't count for a foul on the pitch. Annihilator's next pitch comes flying in. Kick goes to first. It's over the head. We have to play it first. We got to play at the plate.
What was that? What was that?
Waiting for the umpire's signal here.
Yeah, we're not getting anything.
No signal from the umpire. Not sure what happened there. Either it's a run or it's an out.
Yeah, I don't know if I should be excited or disappointed for 4-1-2. It was looking pretty juicy there for me, but we didn't get any signal from the referee, so I guess he doesn't want to break any hearts if it's bad news.
Annihilator's next pitch. Pop fly. Caught by OG Stretch. So that is the second out. So, Max, I'm just going to take a guess here and say that run did count.
All right. First point for 4-1-2 finest.
Listen, I could be incorrect, but if they didn't call it an out at home plate with 1 out already, so we're going to assume, and I know it's not right, but we're going to assume the score is 8-1 Renegade.
If not, they got third base to look forward to.
And now they have the end of the game to look forward to. Your final score from Arsenal Park at the Steel City Kickers League, Renegade 8, 4-1-2's finest. Renegade's perfect season stays intact, and 4-1-2's finest, their losing streak continues.
Absolutely. All right, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We've got another game coming up. That is the Hellcats playing against 4-1-2 finest. Playing against Alive and Kicking.
So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will return with more Steel City Kickers League action here very shortly.